Hi everyone. Once again, this is another bit on the new Wulf 4K day-night scope that I've just purchased. Now I've desperately been trying to get an image from the screen, and just as an intro into this video, have a look at some pictures. That's the Wulf 4K scope. I've just put it on the FX Impact M3. So have a couple of those pictures while I explain what's going on here. I've desperately been trying to get a recording of what I see through the scope, so the screen you're looking at when you look through it. And I've tried every camera I own, but every camera just goes all fuzzy, or colours all scream across the screen. Obviously there's an interference with the rate or whatever it is with the LEDs, and I can't get any kind of recording whatsoever. So eventually I found an old action camera that I've got, and it's the only thing that picks up any kind of recording at all. So I've used that. Apologies, the image quality is pretty poor, but at least you get a good impression of what you can see through the scope, what I'm actually looking at when I'm looking through it. Hello again guys. Just to continue on this Wulf 4K scope bits and pieces I've been doing videos on. I've been trying everything to try and get a picture of the screen. So this is a picture of the screen that you're looking at through the actual scope. I've tried all different cameras and none of them really pick it up. You get a horrible fuzziness lines across the screen, a bit like you might be seeing there. I saw a little bit there, and most of them can't even focus on the screen at all. So the only camera I found I can get any sort of image is this quite cheap action camera, which I've got pressed up against the screen, so it's going to be very wobbly like this. I'm just literally holding on to it pressed against the screen, and I've no idea what this footage is really going to be like till I get it on the camera. I can barely see the sort of screen in front of me, but hopefully you'll get a good impression of what you're looking at, and hopefully I can't quite see if it's really in focus because the screen is so small that I'm looking at of the action camera. But when you switch the unit on and look through it, that is the picture you look at. That's the screen you see. So as you can see, top right it says incline, I think. The center top is the compass. Then you've got the SD card. Then Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the battery charge of the device. Down to the bottom is the frame rate that you would be recording in. Bottom right, center bottom shows that it's on film as opposed to picture, and then on the bottom left is the magnification that the scope is on. And then on the two edges you'll see there's like a cant on it. I don't know if I do try canting, that you'll see that it goes, you know, it moves a bit. I must say that's really fine and difficult to get onto, but you can see what I mean. If I'm trying to move it a bit now, and they move very quickly. I can't there see it moves. But yeah, so there is also an anti-cant sort of arrows and so on there. So, sorry, I've lost my position a bit with the camera. If I'm trying to operate it as well, this. If you look bottom right at the, it says ×1, and I can't see if it's going up here. So you can change the settings for that for each click. I've got it at 0.5 increments, as you can see. Hopefully I can see something's moving there, I think. So each click, as I rotate the knob on top of the scope, it changes the magnification. So if I press the knob at the top, perhaps I'll show you a picture of the buttons and everything I'm on about, but if you've seen any other videos, you'll know what I mean. Sorry, I've lost it. So hard to hold this camera in front of the screen. If I press the menu button on the top, that's the menu system basically you get on the device, and by turning the knob on the top you scroll through the knob. So very quickly, if you like, just to go through, that's a correction. So if I hit that, you go into the correction screen and it tells you what to do, information on the bottom there. I won't do any of it, but overlaid under that red cross is a white cross. So you take your shot, you leave your red cross on where it goes, and then by turning the knob at the top, you turn it left or right, obviously, and it goes left or right. You press the button, then it goes left and right, goes up and down until you put that white cross over where your shot was, and it's the typical 1-shot 0 that you've seen with all the other systems. And if I go out with that now, it'll probably ask me to save it, I guess. I haven't made any changes. You can see the XY. That on the right hand side is your for other savings, so for other rifles or other zeros and so on. You can save it. If I twist the knob, you see you can save it at any when you want. I've got to go back to the top there because I'm not changing it. Sorry, I lost my screen. Screen went off on the action cam. So yeah, just come out of it. It says save successfully. I've not changed anything. So that 1-shot 0, I've used it once and it does work pretty much like most other ones, pretty fine. That one's so you can see what you've got and change your data or something for your different programs, profiles. Come back. Reticle type. So I'll squint through the reticles for you quickly. Various different types. Yeah. I'll just leave it on that one for now. So press the button, it selects that, and then you've got colours. Black. Blue. Green. And red. Leave it on red. Ballistic calculator. So it has got ballistic, and I'll show you something else hopefully later when I come out of it. It's got a ballistic calculator that you can put your bits and pieces into. Hopefully, if I can get that anything like accurate, that will be dead handy to use. I'll show you what I think that affects later on. Reference, that's the usual thing these things have. Different things, not quite sure how you use that, but it's for working out ranges and stuff like that, I believe. Yeah. Sorry it's so wobbly and difficult to see. I'm struggling just to hold this camera in front of the screen. That's automatic record. If I go into that, so there's various settings you can have to record automatically. Not tried it. Wi-Fi, that's straightforward. Press it, your Wi-Fi activates. Same with Bluetooth. That's for day or night mode. But there's a button on top of the device you just quickly press to switch between those. So brightness. Menu's very easy to go through, very easy to navigate. Contrast, exactly the same thing. Very easy. Zoom, so you can set the increments of your zoom when you twist the button at the top. I have mine set at 0.5, but you can have it set to whatever you desire as per that. Resolution. Various resolutions, that's probably the best one for me, I think. Go back, straightforward. Playback. So you can play back your images, what you've had. As you can see there's some rubbish on there I've recorded. Seems to go right out of the screen when I've gone back there, but playback. Time set, that's obviously straightforward, time and date. Format, if you want to format your card. More, there's all sorts of things in here that you can change, as you can see. I can't really read on the screen that I'm looking at on this little action camera what they all are to have a look at them, so I'll come out of that. But that is the basic operation and what you're looking at, navigation of the menu system. It's quite simple, very easy to use I think, quite straightforward, pretty good generally. So if I come out of the menu, go back onto the screen. Now the one thing I want to look at was that ballistic calculator. Again, I press a button on the top. It's really difficult for me to see on the screen on the action camera, but in the bottom left you can see it's changed to, I think, meters or something there. And if I turn the zoom knob on the top, the camera's gone again, sorry, back on. You can see, I'm hoping you can see the reticle center moving. And so you can dial for whatever distance you're at. I can't see if that is actually moving at all on the tiny little screen on the action camera I've got. I'm hoping it's showing. There it is. Just press it and it comes out. So yeah, that's just a very quick look at the screen and the operation and the menu and so on of what there is on this Wulf 4K day-night scope. Just so it's a bit informative for you guys. I hope it is. You found it very informative if you're thinking to look at one of these, or even if you're just inquisitive as to what there is and what it does. So I'm sorry the footage has been pretty poor, but I've really struggled to get a recording from it. I'm sure someone out there will find a decent way of doing this and get you an excellent recording of it, but meantime, hope that helps if you're interested in something on it. Thanks everybody, keep safe, bye bye for now. I've just added a couple of recordings onto the end of this video that you can have a look at now. Now these were recorded at a higher frame rate or a higher quality, whatever it is, and when you do that you lose the reticle. So this was recorded through the Wulf 4K scope, but you lose the reticle when you record it at a higher quality or frame rate, whatever it is there. And this this pheasant that you see now, I was at my feeder. I just filled up the feeder a while ago, and I was playing with bits and pieces with the scope and so on. Saw this pheasant. He's about 30 yards away, so this is an image at 30 yards, and I think I'm probably at ×2 zoom, something like that, ×3 maybe. And then just in a second you'll see some more footage of pheasant at a further distance. So this is now at 68 yards. This pheasant was walking through the scrub, and believe it or not, walked right up over this old tree here. So I started recording that. It's a pair of them there, as you can see. So I think that's all the way back to base magnification, and I just zoom in to sort of ×2, ×3 I think there, as you can see it clicking in. That's probably ×4, ×5. try adjusting the focus a bit. So this is ×5 magnification at 67 yards, 68 yards I'm sure it was. A pair of beautiful male pheasants. Now it's just turned October in the UK. Pheasant season is open. I do like a bit of pheasant, but the only reason for shooting them will be for food. They're not a pest, and I will take a couple now and again. I've spoken to the landowner. He's more than happy for me to have some, and maybe interested himself and his wife to have a couple as well, they said. So you may see some footage of me taking a couple of pheasants now and again. But yeah, this is at 67, 68 yards, positive it was. And again, a high rate of recording without any reticle showing on the image.